In the series of Bhasha Sangam, today we have Sindhi language. Sindhi language is spoken by around 25 million people in the world. People of Sindhi descent are originally from India and Pakistan. Geographically, Sindh is no longer part of India. As we can easily understand, Sindhi and the Sindh word has come from Indus or Sindh Nadi, Sindh river. People who have got settled around the area of Indus river and the province of Sindh are called Sindhis. Sindh is now one of the provinces of Pakistan. Among the 4 provinces of Pakistan, Sindh is one of them. And Sindhi is one of the important languages of Pakistan, and of course it is one of the languages that has been included in the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. Therefore it is also a very important language for all of us. In India, though geographically Sindh is not part of India, but there is a large number of Sindhis live in India who have migrated from erstwhile India, or should I say undivided India, and some of them also remained here since millennia. If we start with the history of Sindh, it's a very important one because we always talk about Indus Valley civilization. And when we talk about Indus Valley civilization, we start our journey from Mehergarh, that was in Baluchistan. The early settlements that we record in the history of India was Mehergarh in Baluchistan. From there it expanded to Sindh. And Mohenjo-daro was the most important and the largest city in the Indus Valley civilization, which was located in Sindh, which was discovered in 1922 by Rakhal Das Banerjee. And we got to know about the oldness, ancientness of that Indian civilization. Roughly, we believe that Indus Valley civilization flourished between 3500 BC to 1900 BC. And some other scholars say it was between 2500 BC to 1500 BC. Just like any other province of India, Sindh has also undergone the rule of, has also been ruled by different dynasties, right from beginning with, if we see in 6th century BC, it was ruled by Achaemenids. Thereafter we see Indo-Bactrians. Before that, Macedonian Greeks led by Alexander. Thereafter, Seleucids, then Mauryans, Shungas, Hunas, Scythians, and later on Abhirs or Ahirs, and in 478 AD it was ruled by rise of Buddhist dynasty, and just before the advent of Islam in India, it was being ruled by Dahir, one of the nephew of Chach of Brahman dynasty, or should I say Chachar of Chachar dynasty. Generally his rule was resented by the large populace of Buddhist populace of Sindh. Therefore, when it was attacked by Muhammad bin Qasim, one of the army generals of Umayyad Khalifa. Let us understand what Caliphate is. Prophet Muhammad in his lifetime conquered the areas of Uhud, Deech and Badra, which were the battles that he fought and established a Islamic empire, should I say Islamic rule. And when he died in 632 AD, Rashidun Khalifas succeeded him. Rashidun Khalifas were the Caliphs who were direct descendants of the people chosen by Prophet Muhammad himself, the peace be upon him. And they were Abu Bakr, Ali, Usman, and of course Omar. And after that, Umayyad dynasty was established. During the rule of Umayyad dynasty, the idea of expansion of Islamic territory was conceived in a larger extent, and at that point of time Sindh was conquered in 1712 AD by the Muhammad bin Qasim, who was the army general of Umayyad Caliphate. Thereafter, Habbaris were ruling that particular area, though it was under the suzerainty of Caliphate. And after the fall of Umayyad dynasty, it went into the hands of Abbasid dynasty. Abbasid were the caliph who were the most important of caliphs, because during their time, if we should not forget that you must have heard about Batul Hikmah, or the House of Wisdom. Department of Translation was opened by Khalifa Mansoor and thereafter Harun al-Rashid, which was also a very important point of interaction, important place of interaction between different cultures. And therefore the Indian culture intermingled with the Arabic culture and people got to know about each other. That was the great contribution to Indian culture and the vice versa. During that period only, we see the intermingling of different cultures in Sindh. And slowly and gradually, Islamic rule was completely established in Sindh. During the fall of Abbasid Khalifas in 1258, when the descendant of Genghis Khan or Genghis Khan attacked Baghdad, the capital of Caliphate, and killed the Khalifa Muhammad, and that was the end of Abbasid dynasty. And the rule of Sumros was established in Sindh at that point of time. Before that, Muhammad Ghaznavi was also instrumental in bringing down the Habari dynasty, and during his time only the Sumros came into power. But it was the fall of Abbasid Empire in 1258 when completely it came under the control of Sumros. In the later period, we see during the Mughal and the Sultanate period, we also see from time to time it came under the Mughal and the Sultanate rule. And finally, in 1843, Britishers defeated Sindh and captured it as one of the territories of India. Sindh is obviously it was a very important province, as I have already discussed, and Sindhis are a very important people. Sindhi language is one of the most important languages in India, even today. And when we sing our national anthem, the Sindh word is still there, though Sindh is geographically not a part of India. The Sindhi language is kind of written in a different writing system, that is Perso-Arabic and Khudabadi and of course Devanagari. As far as its dialects are concerned, dialects are Lasi, Sindhi and Sindhi Bhil. So this was a small history of Sindhis and the Sindh language. And we must not forget, even today, Sindh is a very important province of Pakistan. Karachi is its capital, and Karachi is one of the most important cities in Asia. So you can understand the economic and cultural impact of Sindh over India and Pakistan both. That was all for today. Now I would request two of the students who have prepared their speech on Sindhi, in Sindhi.